Hey, how's it going? Tim Brown. I'm out here thinking about the Google algorithm that's coming up this following week. It's something called like the content quality update. There's been a lot of Google algorithm updates in the past that scare people, and I always like to kind of react to these things live and kind of share my predictions and talk through what I think is going to happen, because it's interesting. And in the past, there's things like Penguin and Panda that they call the Google algorithm updates. And people have gotten hit by them, especially people that are doing spammy or weird things. A couple weeks back, I posted something about people using duplicate content on their website or copying and pasting from other websites, and I strongly discourage it. And I used this word that somebody took offense to. I said the word penalty. I said Google penalizes websites that duplicate content and that people that copy and paste content. And you can look at copyscape.com to see if somebody's copying your website content, but they took issue with this idea of penalty. And technically, the old school way that SEOs use the word penalty, they really, it's not like that. It's not like this, like your website is cut off from the internet. It's just duplicate content doesn't rank. Anyways, so this algorithm update that's coming this week, content quality update, everything that Google has put out about it essentially says they're looking to target AI created content. They're looking to try to target websites that don't have a particular topic. And this is a very common thing on the internet, people talking about generalized websites. So, we have a very niche clientele, and the content that we're putting out on those websites is very niche. So in my estimation, this will be good for our clients. So anytime an algorithm update comes up, you just got to look at what Google hits. Essentially, it's hard to know exactly, because Google has a vested interest in kind of making it unclear what they're doing in their algorithm, because they don't want anyone to be able to game it offhand. So I'm going to turn around here. I'm going to go the other way back towards home. So anyways, Google is always kind of shadowing with their algorithm for good reason, right? They don't want people sitting around doing exactly what they want and gaming the algorithm. That being said, why I'm not scared for our clients, we have real human beings writing the content, right? We're not using bots or people that don't have context on the industry. We've got a specific niche, a specific industry. And in fact, our writers end up turning into a little bit of subject matter experts, because they're studying contractor stuff, exterior remodeling trends, things like that on a regular basis, and they're writing about it. I don't know for sure though, so we'll see in this next following week how this goes. Google's looking to target low quality content. Other ways that you can make sure that your content is not low quality. One thing, formatting. A lot of people don't get this. You want to have things like bullet points and headlines, and even kind of punchiness of copy so that a human being would want to read it. You want to write in such a way on your landing pages. Let's say like you have a city plus service landing page or a blog post. You want to write in a way that somebody could scan, basically have empathy for your audience, and write in such a way that they would want to scan and read. So headlines, bullet points, that type of thing. Another way that you can make sure that your content is high quality is including things like images and even videos. They could be your videos, or they could be other videos that are pertain to that content. This will keep people on the page, and Google can actually kind of see, because people pop back to the Google search results, and if they didn't get the answer, if they didn't stay on that page, they're more likely to pop back to the search results. So you can include videos that help describe what you're talking about, or include a video, let's say, of you in that. If let's say you're doing a roofing service plus location landing page, you could be in that city, just turn your phone around, talking about your roofing services in that city and giving them a little snippet of what it would look like to work with you. People are much more likely to stay on that page if you do that. So the second one is images and videos. And these are all the things that we do in our content, which is heads and shoulders above what a lot of SEO companies do, or outsourced options for writing do. So it's an important thing to look at, even if you're doing SEO content or something like that, and you're outsourcing it and to wherever it happens to be. The third thing that I like to talk about is perspective, and an angle and opinion in content, which is hard to kind of do that at scale, right? For an agency. So for your own writing, think about this. How can I insert angle, perspective, and opinion in our content? And the way that we do that, and I'll just share a little bit of our process here, is we have in our kickoff docs and stuff like that for content, we try to make sure that we get challenging the industry viewpoints. And you can do this too in your content. I hope you do. John, good to see you, bro. How are you challenging the industry? And I'll give you some examples of this, because this is what Google's looking for. It's looking for expertise, and it's looking for perspective. And if you have intimate perspective, it's easier for you to do this. So we do this in our kickoffs, but you can do it in your content. It's essentially looking at how are you challenging the industry. So for instance, it's just plain wrong that a roofing contractor doesn't replace the flashings when they're replacing your shingles. So that's something where it takes an expert, or it takes somebody that has understanding of the expertise of an industry to kind of be able to say that perspective. And you're challenging the audience, which is good, I think, for sales and persuasion. But you're also kind of demonstrating a little bit of authority and a little bit of an angle. So ideally in your content, you have an angle. And that's one thing that I think makes content better. It makes it more readable. So everything that you're doing for your content, whether it's internal or through an agency, trying to make sure it's readable and it's done for humans. So I'm encouraging you to continue to do that. Google always foreshadows that it's going to always move in that direction. And sometimes I feel like we're overdoing it because we push on our internal team to make it more readable and human focused, when we're SEOs. We're trying to make this content a little bit for the Google algorithm. But I always push us to make it persuasive and readable. And as long as you continue to do that, I think that you will do well in an algorithm update. And always trying to make your content a little bit better. So I'm encouraging you to do those three things in your content, whether you use an agency or whether you do it yourself. 1, really focus on formatting, make it readable, headlines, bullet points. 2, include images and videos in your content so it's easy on the eyes, it's pleasant, the experience kind of brings somebody in. And 3, have an angle and focus on real human beings in the process. I don't know how this algorithm update is going to go. I know that when we're doing things like this in our content, it generally means good things when there's an algorithm update. So I'm always curious, I'm excited, I'm interested. But yeah, this next week is supposedly going to be a big Google algorithm update. I wish you well in the algorithm update. And these things usually aren't that dramatic. It's not that dramatic for small business websites normally, but if you're doing shady stuff, like copying content wholesale or only using AI content, you might get hit. It does sometimes hit those types of things. So, you know, move towards human-focused SEO strategy. And in my perspective, tends to be creating decent, good content. And ideally moving more and more towards how can we create good content that's useful for the person, thinking about the intent of the person searching this and having some empathy for them. And that is the way to create content. In my opinion, it might be a little overkill sometimes. Whoa, we're pushing really hard to try to make quality content, and it's kind of just for Google's algorithm, but long term, more likely to stay safe in these types of Google algorithm updates. Anyways, so good luck to you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. If anyone has any questions, I'll stay on for a second longer, or wants to talk about anything else. I feel like that's a good part of these lives. Anything else you guys want to talk about? What's up, Francisco? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys giving some hearts and thumbs up to this thing so people can see it if you think it's useful. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Thank you for coming on my walk with me. Beautiful day in Minnesota. All right, bye guys.